What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of the podcast with me, Tyson the Trainer. You know what's funny? I was uploading the videos, obviously, and looking through the numbers of what I'm up to in the podcast, and I was like, holy shit, I've done over 300 episodes, which I'm pretty surprised about. That's consistency, right? Showing up on the weeks you don't feel like it. Obviously, some of the episodes have been reshared again because they've been people have loved them, and obviously me going on holidays and stuff last year. But over 300, I'm like, fuck, tap on the back for me. Tap on the back, pat on the back for me. And I appreciate those of you who have been listening from the start. If those of you that are still there, 300 plus episodes, that is a lot. 3 years of hearing me talk, and still got things to talk about, right? And this is the kind of thing that I love about my job, is that I always have things to talk about, things to debunk, and stuff like that. Now, today I want to talk to you about 5 behavioral tips for nutrition. Okay, these are things that are going to help you manage your eating habits better, have a better relationship with food, and most importantly, help you understand that it's more than just knowledge. Everyone knows I got to eat better. Everyone knows I've got to eat this amount of food. I've got to get this protein in. I've got to get these veggies in. There's a lot of different people spouting different things out there, but you guys know basically what you need to do. It's more about just trying to do it. So with these behavioral tips, these are actually going to help you change to good behaviors, okay? Because I know I need to eat my vegetables. Yeah, I know I need to do this, but what are action points you can take to change your behavior to improve these? Because behavior change is what you need to work on, okay? If it was a knowledge issue, then all the shit you've listened to me from so far, you should have been applying. And some of you have been applying, which is great, but it's more about how do we implement this stuff, okay? Because everyone knows what calories are, everyone knows what macros are, things like that, but it's not just a knowledge, it is also a application side of things, all right? So I've got 5 tips for you today. Now, the first tip is for nutrition is to help manage your hunger, also to digest your food better, and that is chew your food, okay? It sounds simple, chew your food, but if you're like me, you inhale your food. And even though I'm talking to you about this tip, I still suck at it, all right? I'm still trying to improve on it. I'm still slowing down, which will be another tip that I'm talking about, but it's about chewing your food. The reason you want to chew your food is for multiple things. Number 1, the more chews that you do, the longer it's going to take you to eat your food. The longer it takes you to eat your food, the easier it's going to help you to manage your hunger and satiety, which is after your meal, all right? When you eat food quickly, it takes time for your stomach to signal to your brain to say, hey, we're full, which you would have experienced before. You've eaten something quickly, you're still hungry afterwards, you're still looking through the cupboard, and then 15 and 20 minutes later, you're like, oh, I'm actually full. We want to be able to help with the signaling and give your brain and basically your stomach and your brain space to be able to communicate to each other. So chewing your food is going to help slow down the amount of time you eat. Number 2, it's also going to help break down your food better. And guess what happens when you break down your food better? You're probably going to have less bloating issues, right? You are going to be able to absorb nutrients better. Now, not to say if you don't chew your food, you're not going to absorb your nutrients as well, but breaking it down, because we also have amylase in our mouth, which breaks down the carbohydrates. We want to be able to do these things as well as possible. And we want to be able to make sure that we have mucus around the food, which turns into a bolus. I think mucus is the wrong word around our food. We want to be salivary amylase around our food, and then that turns into something called a bolus, and we eat it. All right, so it helps the breakdown process straight away. If you chew your food, you will do better with this. All right. Again, when people complain about bloatedness and stuff like that, when I talk about chewing your food, most people are like, no, I don't really chew my food. So that is a huge component that can help. I'm not going to say it's going to fix it, but it can help. All right. So it can help manage your satiety, which is your feeling after a meal of fullness. It's going to help you break down your food. It can possibly help with bloating, and it's going to improve your overall food hygiene. So when it comes to chewing, you should be aiming to chew 20 to 30 times before you swallow. All right. That is a lot. You're probably going to get a sore jaw, but it's going to be good for you. All right. Another thing you can also do is chew gum after you finish eating. Something about helping with the gastric juices. I think I read on a study when you chew gum after, because again, when people don't chew their food as well as they should be, it can still take time for the stomach. So if you chew chewing gum afterwards, it's also going to help with that process. So either chewing gum after your meal, or ideally just chew your damn food a little bit better. So 20 to 30 chews per mouthful per swallow. The good thing about this too is you're actually going to taste your food. I don't want to say taste your food better. That doesn't sound like the right thing. You're going to get more flavor out of your food. You're going to be able to enjoy your food more, because when you chew food and you break it down, it's releasing the flavors from it. Okay, so you got to think about this. I'm assuming you've eaten food quickly before. I'm assuming you've overeaten food, like a sweet food, and you've eaten it too quickly and you didn't really get to enjoy it as much as you thought you would. Yet, has there ever been a time where you've actually slowed down when you're eating a slice of cake or you're eating an ice cream and you actually take time to savor it? Surprisingly, there are normal people out there that just take time to eat their food and they get to enjoy it more, which I'm trying to work on being one of those people because I eat my food so quickly. So if you want to get the full flavor out of food, taste it, savor it in your mouth and chew it, okay? It's like with wine tasting. I hate wine, by the way. But when people taste wine, how do they usually taste their wine? You know, they say, oh, just, smash it, do a shot, like I do, because I'm like, oh, fuck, I don't like wine anyways. But what do they actually do? They take their time with the wine. They savor it. They smell it. The same thing you should be doing with your food, because like a lot of your taste comes from your smell. And one thing I realized is because I'm such a mouth breather, when I started breathing through my nose properly, food tasted so much better. I could taste food before, but I'm like, whoa, there is flavor here. So use your nose, smell your food, chew your food to get the full flavor. It's so weird because it's like, we think we experience the flavor of food, but when you actually take time to smell it and chew it and break it down, you're gonna be pretty fucking mind blown about this, right? So 20 to 30 chews per mouthful. And what I would recommend is between each mouthful, put your fork down, all right? Put your fork down, drink some water or drink another liquid. Yes, you can drink liquid when you're eating. Any dickhead that tells you can't because it'll ruin your gastric juices is a fucking idiot. Chew your food, have a break between mouthfuls, take your time, okay? The second thing that I want to carry on with this, give me a second, I've got to grab something. The second thing that I want to carry on with this, with your food hygiene side of things, when you're having breaks between your meals and you're just savoring it, try and make that meal last at least 20 minutes, okay? The reason I want you to make it last at least 20 minutes is because, like I said before, the signaling from your brain, from your stomach to your brain takes time. So what you're trying to do here is prolong your eating time. Now, 20 minutes probably seems like a lot for you. It's definitely a lot for me. My food is eaten in under 10 minutes, even if it's a meal. I just scoff it, all right? Don't be like me, which you don't have to be because you can improve on this, right? So what I want you to try and do with this is, like, again, putting your fork down between each mouthful, and then like whether you're watching TV, whether you're on the computer doing work like myself, which I'm a really bad habit with, whether you're talking to people at the table, whatever you're doing, have a break, okay? Just try and make your food last longer. It actually sounds really tough, and it is tough because, like, for me, it's still a tough thing. But it's going to be worth it in the long run because, again, this is really going to improve your food hygiene, which is really going to improve just how you feel after your meal, how you feel during your meal, how satisfied you're going to feel, and then also, again, reduce that bloatedness. So the second tip there, trying to make it last at least 20 minutes, is a really good goal. I am still struggling with this, which I'm being 100% honest about, but I know these good habits and practices, and like I'm trying to remind myself. So the hardest thing that I deal with is doing work in the evening while I'm eating, and then I'll just be smashing my food really quickly. So now what I'm trying to do is I'll have a mouthful of my food, put my meal down, do a little bit of work, pick up my meal again, have another mouthful. This has been beneficial. It's still not solidified because I'm still trying to teach myself to eat slower, but that is a good thing. When you're eating out with friends or when you're eating with your partner, I actually want to know. I want you to let me know. Send me a message if you are someone who sits at the table and eats dinner with your partner. If you got kids, I assume you guys sit at the table. My family, we never sat at the table. We had a table, and like I can probably, unless it was like a special family event type of thing, we hardly ever ate at the table. It was always sitting in front of the TV. Bad habits being taught to me, you know? But even now, I sit with my partner and we sit in front of the TV. Well, she watches TV, I'll be studying. So I don't sit at the table either. I actually don't even own a table. Right? That's pretty bad. So let me know if you do with your partner or your family, because I have bad habits with that. But even if you're sitting with someone, or out with a group of friends, be the last person to finish. This is the hardest thing because my partner takes ages. And she'll be telling me a story. I think I've told you guys this before. She'll be telling me a story and I'll just be staring at her and staring at her food. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, your food's getting cold. And like, I'll be finished my meal and she'll still be taking her time and then talking to me. And I'm like, God, eat your food or let me eat it. Whereas like, she just doesn't have that, I've got to eat it all right now, which is a great thing, you know? So be the last person to finish, okay? That goes in, like, that's still tip number 2. Basically, take at least 20 minutes and be the last person to finish. Number 3, I'm bad at this. Oh, wait, sorry, that was number 3. Be the last person to finish, okay? So far, we've got chew your food. We've got make it last at least 20 minutes. Be the last person to finish. Have breaks in between your chews and hydrate, which I also talked about. Damn it, I nailed these ones. I actually was just looking at my list now. I've covered a lot of these. So again, going back to hydration between your meals. When I say hydrate, it doesn't mean you have to scull water. It just means drink between mouthfuls. Again, this is just prolonging the meal time that it takes to eat. So you don't have to just have water. You can have any beverage of choice. Bubbles in your beverage, a carbonated beverage, Coke Zero, mineral water. Is mineral water? No, that's wrong. What's the word? What's the carbonated word called? I know you're telling me and I can't think about it. That type of water, the one with the bubbles in it. Carbonated water, whatever it's called. Sparkling, that's the one. Sparkling water. Tea, coffee, only if it's during the daytime. Any of those things you can have with your meal. They are not going to affect your digestion, your absorption, your gastric juices and, you know, weaken them. It's not going to do any of that stuff. You can have, and you probably should have a beverage with your meal, okay? It's easy to rinse something down. It's also especially important after a meal to drink something to get any leftover residue in your mouth of food, okay? No one likes food in their teeth, but also it's taking that away from your teeth. Because what's actually really bad is having food left on your teeth for long periods of time, especially if you have something, I hate talking about the word acidic, because when people talk about acidic and your pH and all that alkaline and all that shit, I'm not talking about that. I'm just talking about, that's not going to affect your pH level. It's going to affect the enamel on your teeth, and you do not want the enamel on your teeth to be ruined. So what I would recommend is, whether it be water or anything else, try and drink after your meal is finished regardless, just to get a lot of that bacteria off you, all that food stuff off your teeth. Obviously, if it's breakfast, clean your teeth after breakfast. If it's dinner, clean your teeth after dinner. Okay, that will help after dinner / dessert. You know, make sure you fucking clean your teeth and be a hygienic cunt, please. Okay, that will also help keep your teeth healthy. Okay, you know, it's actually funny. I saw this guy the other day. He's one of those people that talks about all these things being evil. This food's evil. Carbs are evil. He's a carnivore spastic, and he was he's like, no, I don't use soap in the shower. And then it was like wiping himself with water. I'm like, okay, fair enough. I've watched some things about bacteria and soap in the shower. I still use soap in the shower because anyone who's been around me when I train, I fucking stink. I have really bad BO. So it's not for me. It's for the fucking health of everyone else around who doesn't want to experience my bad smell, is why I clean myself in the shower. But then he goes, I don't clean my teeth with toothpaste. I just use the brush. And he just has the brush and it's like, I just use water. And I'm like, wow, that is dumb. Like, very stupid. And he talks about, our ancestors, they were really good. Their teeth were all, healthy. And I'm like, yeah, well, guess what? They also didn't have access to all the fucking good stuff we have access to. When I say good stuff, as in like all the good, tasty food, processed food, okay? Like, we have access to this, which means, as convenient as it is, as tasty as it is, that also has negative impacts on our overall health if it's not taken care of. So cleaning your teeth, I'm preaching to you guys about cleaning your teeth. Use fucking toothpaste, bro. I couldn't believe when he was saying it. I was like, oh my God, you're a fucking idiot. And like, again, I'm not a dentist, right? I'm just here to talk about nutrition. Same as that other guy. He's not a dentist, but he's telling people not to clean their teeth. And I'm like, holy tooth decay, you idiot. There's my little side rant. Please clean your teeth after your meal, all right? Some people clean their teeth before breakfast, which fucking really surprises me, because it makes me think about, what does your food taste like? And you're also swallowing like the leftover stuff from the toothpaste. And I'm like, oh, bro, that would taste disgusting. But each to their own. I'm not saying anything. I'm just like, well, it's pretty cooked. Just clean your teeth twice a day, fam. That's all you got to focus about. All right. Sorry about losing on the tangent. So what have I said? Taste your food, have breaks with your hydrate, chew your food, be the last person to finish your meal, and limit distractions. Again, something I'm struggling with, something I want to help you guys work on, limit your distractions. So what I mean by that is when you are sitting down to eat, pay attention to the food you are eating. This will come back to everything else I've talked about today. When you chew your food and you take time to savor the flavor, that rhymed. When you take time to savor the flavor, you will focus on your food more. When you are sitting down and taking time just for yourself, whether it be on your phone, whether it be on your TV, whatever it's going to be, don't just mindlessly sit there and let that take you away. Again, terrible at this, trying to get better, which is why I'm sharing it with you. Try and take some time to, whether you're having distractions or not, to still make sure you're there to enjoy your meal. All right, a meal shouldn't be there just to, what they talk about, it's there to fuel you, it's there to, get the energy in. It's still there for taste too, which you want to include. All right, I don't want you to give up great tasting meals or to ignore something great you've tasted because you've had distractions. Ideally, if you can sit there with no distractions and you eat your meal, you are a king/queen. I can't do that. When I say limit distractions, like, again, sit across from your partner and your kids or whatever, talk about your day. That's a great way to limit distractions. No phones at the table. I'm not going to be able to apply that to myself. You might be able to apply it to yourself, and that's going to make it a lot easier for you. So with these 5 food hygiene tips, what this is going to allow you to do is completely change your relationship with food, okay? Because you're going to realize, again, how fast you eat, how much you haven't been enjoying your food because you haven't been tasting it, why you're still, how full you feel afterwards, how you're probably going to reduce your bloatiness after, and then just all the benefit. Like, you're going to just be like, holy shit, like, who would have thought these little things around my mealtime play such a big impact? Even me still trying to work on it, every time I do it, I'm like, oh my God, this feels like I forgot about this. Oh my God, I forgot about this. And it's like, I need to be doing more of this. It's funny because in the moment when I eat, I'm like, this is why I should be doing this. Pardon me. Then I forget it and then I'll remind myself again. The hardest thing I would definitely say is just being busy. I get you're busy. I'm busy too, especially with me trying to run the meal prep company now. So with us being in the kitchen 3 days a week and then running around trying to do the online coaching apart from that, and then trying to study at night time, and then coming back from your sports activities with you guys with kids, fucking hat off to you. I feel like I'm already running around flat out trying to look after myself, and you've got to look after yourself and your kids. So I understand you're busy all the time. But what I'm trying to promote to you here is even if you can do one meal a day where it's your time to yourself to be able to chill out and enjoy a meal, whether it be breakfast, lunch, dinner, even a fucking small snack, okay? It's not going to take you 20 minutes to eat a snack. I get it, but even just trying to take 5 or 15, maybe not 15, 10 minutes to eat your snack, to take it slower, have some you time. Or possibly to get started, try with a coffee. How slow can you drink your coffee? That is a challenge for you. For me, not very slow. I just love this taste of coffee, but that's a good thing. When I have coffee, because of actually, fun fact for you, I cut it out for 2 weeks. For my birthday, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to give myself a birthday present, the worst birthday present of all. Cutting out coffee for 2 weeks. That wasn't really a bad birthday present. I just wanted to kind of see what I could do. So I cut out coffee for 2 weeks. No caffeine at all. No caffeinated beverages. Nothing that's going to contain caffeine in it, even like Coke Zero and stuff like that. Then when I have started having coffee again, I don't have it every day now, which I also really like that I don't do. Because it was just a habit before. And now I'm trying to change it where it's like, if I really need it, I'll have it, but for the most part, don't rely on it. When I have my coffee, it reminds me how good coffee tastes. I get a full cream, just full fat, regular cappuccino, because full cream is the best. And even though I drink it relatively quick, I love every taste of it, which is why it wants me to drink it more. Why I want to drink it faster, because it tastes so good. So I know when I drink my coffee, I'm actually taking time to savor my coffee, because every time I drink, I'm like, God, this tastes so fucking good. So do that even with your coffee, Learn to savor the food you are eating. Especially when you go out for dinner, if you're going to pay for an expensive dinner. My God, don't eat it quickly. And don't go to dinner super hungry, because you will eat it quickly and then realize you didn't actually get to taste it as well as you wanted to, or as well as you should have. So that's the video, guys. That's my little fun tips for you. I hope it was helpful. I hope it was informative. You got 5 things to go away and do. Pick one of them to start off with and go from there, and then build yourself up over time. Good food hygiene is going to really benefit your health. If you guys enjoyed this podcast, I would really appreciate it if you shared it. Give it a share, tag me on Instagram. Instagram algorithm is shit at the moment. Fucking hate it. So I'd really appreciate it if you could share it to help me get out to more people. And if you haven't given this a review, please do give it a review too. I've been showing off for 300 episodes for you guys. Plus, I want to keep showing off for more, but I need your help. Thank you, friends. I'll speak to you next time.